Well, it's a brand new day, and this is the Rundown with Ramon. I hope your day is going pretty darn fantastic today, whether you woke up feeling spry and wonderful. I'm glad I get to spend some time with you today on the Rundown with Ramon. Whether you woke up today not feeling so well, I hope a few minutes with me on the Rundown with Ramon helped you feel just a bit better. Today is a brand spanking new day on the Rundown with Ramon. All we ask is about 30 minutes, give or take. Could be 20, could be 25 minutes of your time to give you the top things you need to know to live your best life or start or grow your business. You are in for a treat today because indeed we have a brand new episode in store for you today on the Rundown with Ramon. Let's get with it, and I hope you're feeling good. I know when I say I hope you're feeling good, some days you don't feel good. Some days you don't always wake up. You don't, in the middle of the day, you don't go to bed just feeling great. But I find that sometimes it's a choice. But that's neither here nor there. Let's run into this episode of The Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. Loss and tragedy taught this CEO the importance of having a plan. Before I get into the meat of this tip of the day, have you ever had a tragic loss? Have you ever had a tragic tragedy and you wished you would have planned better? Now, some things happen serendipitously. You can't plan for everything, but sometimes you can plan for the unexpected. You're going on a road trip. Do you have extra gas, tank if it's a long trip to the desert? I don't know. Do you have bottles of water? Do you have some extra oil in case you need to put oil in your car? You know what I mean? So some things may happen, some things you don't know are going to happen, but you can still be mentally prepared for it. So here, looking at this article here, which talks about the death of her dad, and 10 years later, a debilitating bicycle crash taught this EdTech CEO and founder how succession and other planning is key to safeguarding organizations against disruption, writes Beth Holenberg in Fast Company. Life happens, things happen to us. What are we going to do about it? So one, it says take stock of the situation objectively. Sure, this is a little like telling someone who's panicking to calm down. Maybe it doesn't sound like the smartest things to do. It's difficult to think clearly amidst a crisis, says our friends at Fast Company, but that is one thing to do, to take stock of the situation objectively, not letting the whole emotional outburst keep you down and make you freeze and not do anything. Number two, trot out the monsters and get to know them. Give voice to your worst fears about what could transpire on the heels of a personal disaster. This helps because imagining the scariest scenario forces you to move from anxiety into problem solving. This is important to know, really, what are you afraid of? What's keeping you back? What's causing the trauma? No matter how painful it may be, and being able to address it. Number three, align your professional and personal musts. This is important. I hear this oftentimes from my friend Scott Simons, an executive at Carter Myers Automotive, where Scott Simons asked his own team that. What are your professional goals? What are your personal goals? Again, if you're just joining, my name is Ramon Ray, and this is The Rundown with Ramon. So glad you've taken the time to join me today on The Rundown with Ramon. So this executive, this CEO had a tragic loss, and she had to come out of that and continue to move on. So these are some things she's done. There's a universe of workarounds. Get creative. Think of this as a brainstorming exercise. Ask yourself if the thing that has to happen in this exact way has to happen precisely as you'd originally envisioned. Are there ways to execute the task? So you may think things have to happen a certain way, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe there are other ways to do things that have happened to you and get out of that funk. Succession planning matters is the next tip here. Succession planning may feel like an administrative formality, but the best time, listen to this, the best time to prepare for disruption is before it happens. Then, if the unexpected occurs, you can activate your network and tap your team to rise. Love this, love this, love this. If you're loving this, let me know that you're loving this on The Rundown with Ramon. Put structure around the unknowns. In times of crisis, even your own, Your team and stakeholders will look to you to find out what's next and by when. What are you going to do about it? Take the opportunity for reflection. A downside to being broken is that you will need time to rest and heal. When things happen, when trauma happens in your life, don't just continue to go on. Sometimes you need to pause. You need to reflect and take the time to see what's going on in your life and around you. So reflection is very important. Again, this from our friends at Fast Company, written by, I always like to give credit, written by Beth Holenberg. If you just joined, this is the Rundown with Ramon, and I hope you're enjoying the Rundown with Ramon, because you know what? I'm enjoying delivering it to you. Next up, don't break through or step outside your comfort zone. Expand it, writes Karen Brown, who's a leadership development coach in Brains Magazine. Comfort zones, writes the article, have this sneaky sound to their name as if there's something positive, something to strive for. Who doesn't think that comfort sounds like a good thing? But the caution in this article is this: you don't want to go too far outside your comfort zone extraneously and not be able to operate the way you should. And you don't want to stay in that safety net too much. You need a balance. An article in Forbes writes, this article in Brains, strictly outline the benefits, particularly in the business arena, of stepping outside your comfort zone. Build adaptability, creating stress resistance, expanding your skill set, creating a ripple effect, recognize your own capabilities. But it goes on to talk about finding the balance. There's a relationship between performance and arousal. Increased arousal can help improve performance, but only up to a certain point. So this is the point to understand. At what point, when arousal becomes excessive, then performance diminishes. So here's the bottom line with this. As you're seeking to live your best life, as you're operating in your ideal zone of genius, make sure you don't operate too far out of it, but make sure you don't stay too far in it, because then you're not serving anybody. My name is Ramon Ray, everybody, and this is the Rundown with Ramon. Hope you're enjoying the Rundown with Ramon as we continue on with another tips and insights to help you. If you're enjoying this, reach out to me. Let me know. DM me on Instagram. Connect to me on LinkedIn. Connect to me on Twitter. Connect to me on Threads. Connect to me on Facebook. Let me know you're watching the Rundown with Ramon. Always enjoy having you here as we continue on our next tip. Let's go right now. Ding, 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 ding. Don't break through or step outside your comfort zone. Expand it. That we just covered. Now, 7 crucial steps to formulating the best, most sincere apology ever. Have you ever kind of know you should have apologized to somebody? Have you ever been in a situation where you know you were wrong and you need to say, I'm sorry? Our friends at Your Tango, writes Shelby Riley, has a few ways you may want to do that. 7 things you can do to really have a better apology. Let's get with it. Number 1, use the person's name. When you've offended somebody, don't just say, I'm sorry, but you want to look at them and say, Becky or Jeremy or JJ, I'm sorry. Use the person's name. Number 2, state the mistake you made clearly. If you made the mistake and it's a genuine apology, you want to say clearly what mistake you made and why you're sorry you made it. Acknowledge that it simply wasn't okay to do. Make no excuses and give no explanations. Just say, I'm sorry. The best sorry is not all kind of excuses over and over and over again. State how your actions impacted the other person. Focus on how she felt and go deeper than sad and angry. Let the person know that your actions impacted the other person. Commit to not repeating the mistake again. It's no bueno to make a mistake and repeat it again and again. Explain what you'll do differently the next time. And last but not least, ask for forgiveness. If you want to be forgiven when you make a mistake, you got to also ask the other person to forgive you and hope that they'll receive it. If you're just joining, this is the Rundown with Ramon. All we ask is a bit of your time to give you the top things you need to know to live your best life or start or grow your business. Let me know you're listening to the Rundown with Ramon. DM me on IG, hit me up on LinkedIn, hit me up on Threads, hit me up on YouTube, and let's keep going on to the Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. 6 learning tips for professionals to stay ahead. It is critical that professionals stay ahead of their game and always are evolving their education more and more and more. What are the things that you can do? Writes our friends at Noobpreneur, N-O-O-B, Noobpreneur, writes this article, Ivan Wijaya. So a few things that you can do. 1, choose the right educational programs. For professionals committed to continuous learning, the choice of educational programs is pivotal. So make sure that as you're seeking to learn, as you're thinking to get better in what you do, that you choose the right programs for that education. Number 2, setting clear learning goals. As you're seeking to educate yourself, ask yourself, what are the goals? Why in the world am I seeking to educate myself? Because if you don't know why you're seeking to educate yourself, then you're going to be jacked up and not get the right results. So ask yourself, why am I educating myself? Clear learning goals. Number 3, leverage the power of, you guessed it, technology. Technology is a game changer. And if you're not leveraging the power of technology to educate yourself on your phone, educate yourself on your tablet, educate yourself on a computer, educate and leverage the power around you. Maybe it's filling your ears with good podcasts. Maybe it's micro learning, things you can do to better educate yourself. Technology can help you do that. Again, writes our friends at Noobpreneur. Number 4, practicing active learning. Active learning strategies are crucial for deepening understanding and enhancing retention of new knowledge. Engaging in activities that simulate real life challenges or collaborating on projects with peers from different backgrounds can offer diverse perspectives and foster a deeper understanding of complex subjects. Seeking feedback and reflecting. Feedback is a powerful tool for growth, particularly in a learning environment. Do you seek feedback? Or are you always rejecting, and saying, no, I'm all that in a bag of chips? Seek feedback and reflect on how you can do better. Maintain a learning community. There's many communities that I'm in right now, many communities that I've been a part of over the years, such as Traffic Sales and Profit, such as Adrian's Network, such as Breakfast with Champions, such as many other communities I've been in or a part of, even if they're one-to-one communities. Glenn Lundy has a community. Brian Hess has a community. Are you in a community that can uplift you and help you get to the next level? This is important to keep in mind. If you like this information, this was from our friends at Noobpreneur. Let's keep moving on. Again, if you just joined, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. All we ask is for a little bit of your time, about 30 minutes, give or take, to help you live your best life or start or grow your business. Ding, 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 ding. Tech takes over marketing, but not how you think. Technology is an important part of marketing, writes our friends at Content Marketing Institute. But here's what they say. Too often, marketing chases technology as a cure-all for a strategy. Marketing departments typically look to the newest technology to add capabilities that will become their strategic approach. They're less likely to look at their strategic approach and then figure out if the newest technology can help them execute. It's very important to not chase technology. Instead, have your strategy and plan in place and let technology be an asset to what you do. It's not a warning to stop acquiring new technology. Keep in mind, we're not saying not to use technology. Marketing is changing and evolving, and technology exists to help you scale better, writes this article in Content Marketing Institute, and work more efficiently and effectively. It's a warning sign to reorient your marketing systems. And that's the gem I wanted to bring out. Reorient your marketing systems. Here's what they say. Here's the nugget here. Most marketing technology is designed for one job function in one specific part of marketing. The demand generation team spends its time on the marketing automation systems, and it goes on and on and on. The sales team does this. Is it any wonder that when companies look at generative AI, they produce hundreds of use cases? So if you want to get better about this, here's a solution. Marketing teams use about half of the technology solutions they purchase. What can you do to maximize the technology that you already have? Again, this is the Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray. All we ask is for a bit of your time to help you start or grow your business or live your best life. I've started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books, and I'm here to help you take the next step in life or the next step in your business. Come by and see me at RamonRay.com or ZoneOfGenius.com. Let's keep going. A few more tips on the Rundown with Ramon. How to turn your ideal customers' pain points. Ooh, this is good. How to turn their pain points into entry points, writes our friends at martech.org. Understanding ICP, ideal customer profile, entry points occurs when your potential customer is experiencing a problem, not when engaging with your sales or marketing efforts. This is something to keep in mind. So one, as you want to turn their pain points into entry points, their pain points into assets for your business, define the ideal customer buyer persona. Number 2, articulate the triggers. Bring your entire team together to understand what are the pain points they're having that we can use as triggers, as entry points where we can provide a solution to them. Are you journey mapping? Who is your ideal customer? And what's the journey they're going through in that process when they buy from you and beyond? The entry point mapping. Are you detailed with the triggers that happen when your ideal customer has that pain point, and do you know exactly precisely how they interact with you? Are you testing this? Now that you have your hypothesis, maybe you need to be testing this with your ideal customers. Once again, everybody, if you just joined, my name is Ramon Ray, and this is the Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. Here's why I only use one credit card when traveling abroad. And by the way, if you're enjoying this, take a screenshot, take a selfie, take an image of it, hit share, hit forward. Let people know you're watching the Rundown with Ramon. So why is one credit card important when traveling? Writes Ashley Maridi of Fool.com. A few things to understand about using a credit card, one credit card when traveling. One, using one card on a trip can save you time spent deciding which card to use for which purchases. You'll end up with a pile of points already in place for use on your next trip by shoving all those purchases into one credit card. Choose a travel card with a high credit limit and no foreign fees. So when you're traveling, if you're using multiple credit cards, no bueno, says Fool.com. It's better to use one card so you can maximize those points. Ding, 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 ding. Job seeker scams are on the rise. Be careful, says the Rundown with Ramon, our friends at Fast Company. Fake job postings aren't new, but they're getting harder and harder to spot. So as you're entering your first name, your last names, your mother's maiden name, your date of birth, social security number, your thumbprint scan, all that kind of stuff, be careful. Be careful. Don't get scammed, writes Jarrett Linson in Fast Company, I believe this is. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. How to tell you what to do about it? I really don't know, but I'm asking you simply to be careful. This is the Rundown with Ramon. If you're liking this information, here's what I ask you to do. Check out ZoneOfGenius.com. And another tip I want to give you before we end is be clear on what you really, really want in life and in business. Be clear on what's important to you. More clarity is better. Ask yourself, do you want to even be in business? Understand this is not Shark Tank. There's no music. There's no soundtrack. It's just life. It's you, and you. Understand this. Are you hungry enough to get to where you need to be or where you want to be in life? Are you hungry enough? What are the prices like that you have? Are they at a premium or are they cheap? and you definitely don't want to be the cheapest person in the room. And finally, ask yourself, what do you love to do? Listen, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. I want you today to go tell somebody you appreciate them. Go tell somebody you love them. Let somebody know they matter. You know why? Because you matter, and we need you to show up every single day to make the world a better place. Have a blessed, fantastic day, and I will see you next time on the Rundown with Ramon. Thanks for listening.